strong enough. I don't think it suits the meta, how the meta shapes right now to really enable it. Maybe it's something weird like a mid enchantress. That could actually be kind of okay, honestly. Out of all the
Yeah.
options, that feels better.
Or you go for some sort of weird strategy where you kind of have
Radiant
no real
team
one
pick.
position per se, but you have two kind of three role heroes in the side lanes. Then your real carry is coming out of the mid lane, be it something like a Medusa, something along those lines.
I do like the Batrider pick. I think this moves Sand King into the support
Yeah.
position. You can still run Batrider as a 4 as
10
well, so it's
seconds
possible
remaining.
that this is support Batrider, but I think
Yeah.
this is going to end up being the support Sand King.
5 seconds
And
remaining.
again,
I mean,
strong lanes, right?
if you have support Batroid, I think you can just stick him in whatever lane Enchantress is, and just
Yeah,
make her life
just
quite
run her
miserable
down.
early on. Yeah. With the Napalm, with the Firefly,
Dire
you're always going to
team
be able to
back.
kill her off relatively quickly if you get a few stacks up, no matter if she has the healing sprites or not.
Okay, so that pretty much guarantees you're shoving Ember into the safe lane. Like
Yeah.
Ember into Shadow Fiend mid lane is just you feel so bad the second that Shadow Fiend hits level 3.
Yeah. Oh, there's a
So I
race.
think
There's another race.
10
Oops,
seconds
Flame Guard is
remaining.
done, and my health points are missing.
yeah,
Ooh.
you just spend
5
all of your
seconds
time
remaining.
and all of your money just figuring out salve after salve. Going into the mid game, you can transition fine, but SG, like I said, they've set themselves up for such a strong laning phase. I think if they just put the Ember bottom
Radiant
and with
team
their last
back.
pick, they grab themselves a different mid, I think they're fine. The one thing they are kind of lacking, even with the Chen, is some tower push. So maybe something like a DK here is not that bad. You get some hard lockdown for the Pango, for the Shadow Fiend, some good tower push, a frontline tank as well. I think a DK is just a good solid pick for
10 seconds
SG.
remaining.
They've already banned out the OD.
5
Yeah, I
seconds
can see that.
remaining.
Excuse me. I can see a DK here.
Or, bear with me here,
Radiant team pick.
Alchemist.
Dire team pick.
Well, one thing that did play a lot is actually the Lina, but I do believe some of that was in a support role. Not all of it.
Lena's actually not bad either. You still can harass the Shadow Fiend. He's just going to end up retreating the jungle. TA as well, actually. TA is pretty decent here.
We
Burst the
watched
Pango
SG earlier
before.
10 seconds
with the Lina
remaining.
CM support. Oh yeah, that was the game against G Pride.
5
Yeah.
seconds
Ended up
remaining.
losing.
TA, Alk, and DK, I think, are the
Yeah.
three strongest. Alk's a bit questionable, I'll admit, but I'm just looking at all the Ags upgrades and the fact that they don't really have a great punishing hero for him. I feel like he just kind of comes online and they don't stop him in any way.
I guess with Spiritbreaker Enchantress, you have some heroes that can invade the jungle early. That's kind of what you want to do to try and counter out the Alchemist. Beat him in lane is one thing. Force him into the jungle and then run him down there a couple of times until he's until it's taken too long for him to catch up before you end the game.
Okay,
You may
so they're
now
going to go with the
select your
mid Ember
heroes.
Spirit anyway.
Yeah.
Analog says, I'm going to just do it anyway. Screw it.
Up against Chris Luck. So he's gonna have a fun time there.
I mean, there's not no counterplay potential. Like if you can secure yourself those first couple levels, your Chen is able to rotate over and be annoying with some mud golems or something. It's certainly
Or the mana
possible
burn,
that yeah, it's certainly possible that you can do okay in the lane, but I don't know, man. This feels uncomfy. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, so normally when the mid embers in these kind of matchups,
10
you see him
seconds
rotated
remaining.
into jungle at level 5 and trying to catch up there, or rotate into other
5
lanes,
seconds
trying
remaining.
to set up for kills. It's not as easy if you don't have a lot of levels to back you up. Well, just one item. Yeah, we'll have to see how it goes. G Esports made a conscious choice there, and they get themselves a Sven as kind of the trade-off, right? Which is another stun, a hero that can scale quite decently into the late game, you could argue. A hero that can kind of two-shot the Enchantress with an Echo Saber or something and his ultimate.
Once the BKB comes on at least. Until then, it's very sad playing Sven into Enchantress. Did we get a pause?
No, it just takes forever for no reason.
Okay. It is also nice against the Juggernaut. You come online faster than he does, and even scaling into the late game, you have the Warcry, the God Strength. You can tank through that Omni Slash, at least for the most part.
Yep. All right. Here we are. Another best of one. Infamous maybe coming in as the favorites here if you want to believe the current group standings. Again, 3-1 for Infamous and 1-2 for SG. What? But not all is said and done just yet.
It's going to come down to the mid game. These team fights are going to be very important. I think SG has a incredible advantage going into the laning phase. So it's going to be two questions. One, how does Schofield do on the Spearbreaker? Two, how does Enchantress fare? Like, does she survive these fights? Is she able to hit her level 6 and then just pump out a bunch of damage? How do these mid-game team fights go? That's going to determine everything.
Yep.
Is Jug forced to fight a bunch, or is he AFK farming and happy? It's those are the questions.
It's a lot of them, and hopefully we'll find some answers. I mean, we're bound to find one answer or the other, right? Not sure what I'm saying here, but hey.
What is Analog doing? He just walked up and...
Oh, this guy has no chill, man. This guy has no chill, man.
Maybe he thinks he's Centaur. No? Or maybe he was looking for awards. You know, this kind of weird thing where it's like, if you stand there and you get hit by the tower, you know there's a ward there.
Well, there's a sentry on the Shadow Fiend now, so maybe he successfully baited him and is gonna get the D ward. I don't know. This is weird. Rune fights.
Didn't see exactly where he was, so it might be that he got a tower shot in this area. We'll see if he can get rid of that ward or not, as there's a bit of back and forth rune-wise, 2-for-2 exchange. So nothing too crazy.
Spearbreaker has no regen, by the way. Oh, never mind. He's been pooled to tango by his Juggernaut.
Needs regen.
Classic.
You just charge in. You constantly charge in until you die, and then you do it all over again. That's a Spearbreaker lifestyle. Gotta get on board with that, Forge.
The level 1 raise on Shadow Fiend.
Okay.
That's what I'm on board with.
That is...
That's one way to do it.
Yeah. What do? Do you want to go level 1 Flame Guard? That's not going to help you.
I mean, you just kind of pull the waves back and try and get your levels as quick as you can. Oh, look, level 1 Flame Guard. You're right.
Single race. Gets rid of that, though.
He's taking a lot of damage. He's got the chains.
I'm Gabe Newell.
Okay.
You've just achieved.
And he's got his bottle. All right.
And have fun.
Analog has won the lane.
I guess that happened. Just accept this and move on, you know. There's our top lane. I mean, Stinger, he's just going ham at the heal going. Now gets a bit of help. Mars super freaking low. Look at his damage output. Just set up a little bit by the Blightstone. It's kind of hard to deal with that with just 2 melee heroes, is it?
Yeah, I mean, Pango with the Swashbuckle, half of a ranged hero at least, and then Enchantress, she's got boots already, so she's going to run back to base and do whatever. It's a good thing that Ever got that first blood, because otherwise that would have been a disaster for giving that to the Enchantress.
He's looking for creep now. He's looking for a stack. Double stack.
Analog might be going down mid, though.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. Lane
This
has
is
been
how the tables turn, yeah. All of a sudden he's back up to full. Oh, he's immediately
Oh, there's
at
a
full
DD
souls.
bottle too. Ember sees it. Shadow Fiend does not.
Get in there, get in there. Gonna spend some mana initially. Leave it for later. Stinger did get a double stack off, so that's good. Not sure what he's doing mid though, so.
I think he was filling the Shadow Fiend's bottle. Or just looking to gank. One of the two.
Like he TP'd over there and Chris Luck was over here, so. It's more of a gank and not a. Well, But hey, sentry on sentry, analog
Things have-
unable to actually claim this observer ward. Extra bit of help, extra bit of advantage there for Chryslack. What are these other lanes going on? Cats trying to do things with small centaurs. Alright. Cat right up against Juggernaut, that is always going to be Juggernaut favorite. Good shot going
Radiant
in.
structures
They're
are
gonna glyph the
fortified.
wave, maybe try and dive, but this doesn't.
Level 2 spin available, but without face boots, there's no way to actually get past all of these units. Else I would have been potentially a dead bad rider.
Yeah, I think they're just trying to zone him away from the range creeps. Doesn't quite look like it's working though.
They needed to be a little bit more patient. Firefly gets up to high ground.
Dire's
Oh, they
Lane
get it.
ends, but dies
is
again.
under attack.
God,
I
this
did
voice line.
mention that this is a tough lane for Ember Spirit, man.
Looks like you're right. Compared
Level
to
5
Afterlife.
on Shadow Fiend versus the level 4 1/4 on.
Rune of double damage.
I don't think it's gonna get better anytime soon. I mean, it's a DD rune now, so maybe you can get a few extra last hits, extra bit of harassment going in, but now it's actually being charged up. This one race already. More Flame Guard, even level 2. That second race doesn't quite connect. Cat also in trouble as a result. Stinger walking in. Easy kill. Yes, that's a bit of a drive-by from Skullfield. Extra slow from on Analog. Even if they don't get the kill here, and they might with a few extra bashes. Double chains hold them up though. Mass. Double could have gone for the double
it's
burst
just so much
strike, but there
space.
was no way. Yeah, he has to walk all the way around, not really getting anything done.
And it's not like they got nothing out of that too, right? They did end up killing the Chen, so they did make some value out of the rotation. Now they're going to be able to pressure the Sven a little bit.
Right clicks here and there. Can go for the face boots though, so that'll solve the armor situation. Charge over on Sanking. It does have a burst strike to work with. It's a follow-up stun. Ma almost dying to the freaking shard golem. A single one was available. The other one we've denied a little bit earlier, but all of this posturing here will allow them to secure
3 of the
binary
runes.
runes.
Radiant's
Short.
middle tower is under attack.
So far, so good.
Yeah, I mean, I really thought the lanes were going to go better for SG, but it's 4-1 right now. Ember's died twice. He's 17-1 to the 35-14 of the Shadow Fiend. That's
It's a big gag.
that's a rough.
There's no other way to say that. At least Sven is kind of farming, but yeah, he's ahead of Whisper, but they were also spending a lot of time just trying to be annoying, trying to go for kills. And it's still a bad rider. Like even if he can't pressure the Juggernaut, he's still gonna get some levels and farm down here.
Yep, and you will eventually have the lasso to be able to make plays on the Juggernaut.
Double
To get level
damage.
6.
Because they can play
rotate.
Shadow Fiend. That's a double centaur rotation here into the backlines. Cat finds the perfect wraparound. Shadow Fiend in the River of Death. No escape there. These kind of things, they can just turn stuff around immediately.
That's the kind of rotation that SG needs to keep in this game, for sure.
Especially against the Shadow Fiend. Just it's not just the time that is spending dead and not farming. It's also that you have to build up the souls again. If you want to hit hard, if you want to go for some fights.
Top 2 CS is still in favor of Infamous, though. 47-3 on to the Juggernaut, 42-15 on to the Shadow Fiend. And, I mean, he's feeling good enough that he's going for the Battle Fury. That's an item I thought was
wow,
dead.
Golem. Almost got nuked down there. That's from a Swashbuckler. That's a very early Javelin, so similar to this Windrunner build, certainly also worthwhile on Pangolier. Max our Swashbuckler, relatively low
Down
cooldown.
bottom. Kill on Jug.
Ooh, does have the Omni Slash if he wants to turn around. He's not gonna get a kill, but maybe buy some time for the spin if he needs it, but looks like
He
he
doesn't
doesn't.
have any mana on Bat Rider.
Oof, can't slow him down further.
Oh my lord.
Unfortunate. Meanwhile, up top, Sven does not have that same luck. No, Chris luck is up here, but he got the kill on him. I don't know how that works out, but hey. detection for Sand he would be in trouble. As it stands, he can just stand and sing doo-doo-doo. Sandstorm.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Oh, we're
under
gonna
That
take a
attack.
bit of
that was
damage.
weak, buddy.
But, yeah. I'm getting a bit tired, if I'm gonna be honest with you. It's 5:40 a.m. here. And I haven't
That's
slept
fair.
for a long time.
Dyer's
That is
top
a
tower
fair
is
and
under
reasonable
attack.
complaint, my friend.
Dyer's structures are
I
fortified.
mean, I would have made the same bad joke if I wasn't tired, but this time around I have an
Radiant's
excuse.
middle
I was
tower
trying to
is
give you an
under
out, man.
attack.
Like, come on, you sold
Dyer's
yourself
top
out
tower
now.
is under attack.
You know, I'm just gonna embrace it, you know?
Yeah. My big concern for SG right now is that the draft was centered a lot on winning this laning phase, and now that they've not been able to do that, until Batrider gets a blink, which he's not going for, he's going for the bots rush build. Until he gets that initiation item, there's nobody really on the map that can make space on SG. Ember doesn't have the fighting build, he had to go for more points in Flame Guard to survive, which means he doesn't have the capability to rotate and make space. Fen, he kind of got shut down a lot in lane, so I worry a lot that SG is going to just kind of get run at in these next few minutes, and Sand King aren't really the supports to make things happen on the map going into
anymore,
the
at
10 to
least.
15 minutes.
I mean, we haven't seen too much. We've seen this one rotation from Jen
Dyer's
and mid,
middle tower is
but
under
beyond
attack.
that, we haven't really felt this impact, and certainly it wasn't enough to help him win these lanes now. But charge
On to Sexy Fat
This has been available.
and an Omni. Oh, no
Oh,
Omni,
that's a
actually.
cooldown. Lock goes in. I mean, both Anlock and Sven, as you said, they have some catching up to do. If they can get the skill on Schofield, it would be nice to start. They have the lasso available. All of a sudden, all of them coming in there.
That is a
work.
tri-core rotation
Radiant's top tower is
for
under attack.
position 5 Spirit Breaker. Feels bad, man.
Still also get them the bounty runes. Ma, though? Starting up top without being able to secure his. Yeah, even an extra kill for Chris Luck.
Given.
He's trying, and that's what matters. Jug will have this Battle Fury soon-ish. Still surprised that he decided to go for the Battle Fury and not the Maelstrom that we would normally
Dyer's
see,
top
but
tower is under
that's...
attack.
I mean, it could end up paying off very nicely.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have a Shadow Fiend who's doing so well, might as well give him
Dyer's top
the
tower has fallen.
the task of just controlling up the mid game. He's sleeping in towards mid lane right now. There's a charge over an Ember. And yeah, I think the TP was cancelled because they realized, wait a second, it's a little bit too much in here. Schofield. You run down. They could
did
get
not
rid of
use-
this Flame Guard if they wanted, and there it is now.
Yeah, I was gonna say they didn't use the enchant.
The charge. Nice little interruption there with the Slide of Fist. Burst Strike across. It's available for Schofield though as Grislack pops his zone. The Red Wheel Souls bringing them low. Stinger burning inside the fire, and it's just gonna be enough. But at what cost? Hand of God comes in. It's not gonna be able to kill to help a Sexy Fat here, but the triple kill for him as everyone's fighting in the Firefly and burning out to it.
It's a 5-hero
was-
rotation from SG though, and meanwhile down bottom, Jug's just free firing. He's just pushing the tower, having a good time. They do get some nice kills. They clean up the Shadow Fiend especially, but is it worth the 5-man rotation and the buyback on Chen?
I'm not sure. Especially with the money going towards Batrider. He's going for Yules as well instead of Blink Dagger. I mean, don't see quick blink Batriders at the best of times. See it now, Juggernaut. Gonna take a bit of damage, but he can always spin TP out. But he's hanging around, Schofield showing up.
Very good
Space Dance.
healing ward, Mike,
Oh yeah.
enabling him to stay in that.
Alright.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Shadowfiend went down there. By the treads and the drums, so now he's going for BKB. He's just like, alright. You have a lot of magic damage, but that's all you have until the Sven really gets going. He's not going to be doing that for a while.
He's got the
Opting for
Midas
catch-up
build on
lands,
Sven,
yeah.
working on it at least. Juggernaut and Shadow Fiend doubling up the CS of the Sven right now. 121
Radiant's middle
CS.
tower is under attack.
Shadow Fiend.
Dire's bottom
That is
tower
a-
is under attack.
That's a rough one.
Dire's
That's how it
bottom
goes
tower
down, and so
is
does the
falling.
hero. The smoke rotation.
Radiant are
And
scanning.
leading the charge.
Dire's
Well,
top
kind of
tower is
fast,
under
but
attack.
so is the Shadow Fiend with his own drums. I don't think he can catch him. Without that blink, so rotating back towards the other side, Schofield. Fire, charging away though, and I don't know where he's ending up, but that's a lot of damage done towards the Enchantress, so magic still works very well against that hero. Did at least by the time for Schofield to TP out, but no strike over onto Chris Luck, trying to go for some body blocks, unable to maintain them.
Big rotation
forward.
again from SG.
How do you want to take this? There's no more Omni, but there's a spin. Trying to get rid of some of these heroes and creeps. That's a dead Sanking. Chen army, not going to be long for the world either. Raced to pieces. And Analog. Save a defensive remnant. He does inside the river. Trying to buy some space before he jumps there. If he wants to jump there.
The other thing I'm realizing too is who's supposed to kill a healing ward in these fights? Like, normally you have like, I don't know, like a Lina or like a Storm or something, like some kind of ranged hero that can do it.
That's
Yeah.
right, I guess.
3 melee heroes, a Bat Rider, yeah, it's awkward.
Random Chen creep, maybe?
Random check.
Rune of illusion.
That is not an ideal
No,
scenario, and
it's not
gonna-
really. Not really something that you would put a lot of money on, to say the least.
No. Sven does have his Midas, but Juggernaut already has his Battle Fury completed and is working towards that Manta style now. He's got
Radiant's
Manta
bottom tower
AC
is
queued
under
up
attack.
currently. It's one hell of a skill or an item build.
The AC, yeah, something indeed.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oh. Yeah, just turning the javelin into the full maelstrom.
6k net worth advantage at 15 minutes.
Dire's
Some trouble here. Stinger's coming in. There's a charge across. Enough to secure the bounty rune, so. Alright. Analog. Slow down. No more flame guard here. That got purged off. Short range remnant. As. Don't have a lot of catch between the three of them here. Now, Sextat, the lasso over on the Shadow Fiend. He's kind of tanky, but is he tanky enough? Goes for the ultimate straight up. Now the bash is over on the Hemisphere. He bites back into this to make sure that you can actually
get
finish off
something
Chris
huge out
Luck.
of
It's a
this.
full 5-minute rotation, and they got the Shadow Fiend, but everyone else on the way out. Whisper.
That's it's not worth it. It's not worth the buyback.
He isn't. Unless this turns into something more. There's another insta purge on this Flame Guard from the Enchantress. Stinger just guiding him around for the time being. Just gotta keep away from Sexy Fats. Same goes for Schofield, who does have another charge available defensively. Whisper. And just playing around with him here. This is the full 5-man SG lineup. Juggernaut keeps farming. They will get another kill. Enchantress just got a little bit too close.
Not to be that guy, but
Radiant
just take a look at top
structures
lane.
are fortified.
happy little Juggernaut just farming away. Shadow Fiend's dead, and he's still sitting top of net worth. There was a buyback on the Ember Spear. He didn't get either of the kills that they picked up.
Still finding
I
bottom.
just don't
Charge
know.
connects over on the Sven. Goldman not available here. A couple of stick charges, but Whisper in a good position for a double stun from the roll. Now looking for more. Catches the ammo. Is kind of low on mana. Chris Luck pops his BKB. Ready to look for a target. Raise one. Just going for right clicks on the Bat Rider. Going for the easy one. Analog as a result still alive. Should be alright here unless he uses all of his mana. Keeping out. And nothing left to cancel that one. But they kind of win that fight with a buyback at least. Not decisively enough. Then they lose the follow-up fight anyway.
They haven't taken a single tower yet, by the way.
Is there anything going the way of SG Esports right now?
Bat
Are
Riders
scanning.
started. Oh, they have a blink on sinking. There we go. Okay, they have a blink on sinking. Save some initiation. That's what they have going for them. Problem is, I don't know who you jump. You have Bulldoze on Spearbreaker. You don't have Untouchable on Enchantress, so I guess you can kill her, but it doesn't feel like it's super worth it. I don't know how you kill this Juggernaut without like a full 4 or 5 man committal.
being gone on. Nice little ult to interrupt that, but well, can't interrupt the roll, but you can kite it around a little bit. Schofield with the ultimate. Still keeping tabs on him. Whisper just missing all of his spells right now, and he's done. Or is he? Yeah, still need him, perhaps. That's too fast. Well, he's wasting a lot of time, but for what? That's on cooldown. About just like
lasso.
on the shrine. He's fighting, and he's going on the stash to finish up the Ember Spirit.
Didn't have any remnants left.
Oh no. Going from bad to worse, isn't it?
It really is. Sand King, I mean, the Epicenter is there too. I was gonna say maybe Sand King can make things happen, but
Committed all of that on a Shadow Fiend, but Sand King's level 9, SF is level 15 now. Also 3 levels ahead of the Ember Spirit, so even with everything, especially with the BKB available, very early one, on this SF, there's no way that they can actually kill him off. He just walks up to the shrine, heals up with that and the healing wall. Lose another hero.
they picked heroes that needed to win lanes and are decently good at winning
Dire's
lanes,
top tower is under attack.
and then lost all the lanes. Lost 3 lanes.
Gonna lose Chen here. Burst Strike buying some
Very good
time,
Burst Strike.
but will more likely raise.
Oh!
Raise up the high ground. Just
Radiant's
luck.
bottom tower is under
Pretty
attack.
damn good at that hero as a jump.
That was a nice, well played raise. Juggernaut is got his Manta. He's got a butterfly queued up. He's switched off from the AC. He's got his butterfly queued. And Sven still working on his Deco Saber.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Oof, indeed.
It's the highest farmed hero on the side of SG right now. Batrider just kind of stopped. At least he has 2 complete items. With the Boots of Travel, he can be anywhere and die anywhere he wants, essentially.
I was gonna say, I don't think the bots actually do that much for them.
Yeah.
It's level
Into the
17
Yules
Juggernaut, man. Level 17 Juggernaut.
Go again, ultimate. Just keep it for later, clicking away at Mob a little bit. There's another charge, the ultimate, a couple of right clicks. Take out the control. That's a good start. Analog does get around up the high ground. Should be fine for the time being, but is anything stopping them from going high ground? I guess not. Healing Ward's still alive. That can keep them going. Another charge over on the Sven. They're going to be able to burst Golem that. A bit of heal to the spin. Stick charges, one more right click. Will do the trick. Another bash for good measure again. I might be able to find Schofield.
Oh no, you're killing our Spirit Breaker.
They aren't even doing that. They aren't even doing that. They don't have damage. What do you kill
This
him
Enchantress
for?
was honestly just such a good pick from Infamous.
Yeah.
Completely negates this Ember Spirit. Has so much damage for the Sven. You kite him so well. And you're kind of messing with the Chen.
Stash bouncing so freaking fast already. Sex Fed is down on top of the Chen. Another one flying back. Yeah, this is a 20-minute high ground push. And eventually these racks are gonna fall, no matter how many bodies you throw at them, because there's no way to really stop this. They're gonna kill off Chen again in front of the base. Nay, inside the base. Oh no. Ember Spirit. Blade also creating some issues. That little burst strike to Epicenter. Finally, they catch a break. Healing Ward is dead as well. Schofield gonna fall. But they got what they came for. They're perfectly happy to pay 3 heroes for.
The whole distraction there. Like, yeah. Oh man, they're diving the fountain. What fools? But no, it was because Shadowfiend and Juggernaut were taking the lane of Rax while that was all happening. There's a Shivas. There's a friggin' Shivas completed in 20 minutes on this Shadowfiend. He is so farmed.
It's getting there at least. Juggernaut. AC still a little bit. A little bit away.
I don't remember who I was watching the other day, but somebody was talking about if you get to 1,000 net worth lead per minute,
Yeah.
then we should just have a mercy rule at that point. We're getting there, man.
Oh, yeah, I've been saying that for a long time. And yeah, we're getting there. I mean, 17k, 22 minutes in. It's not too far off. To be frank. What I also always say though is that no game is unthrowable. So
True.
Uh,
Every game is throwable. It's a question of whether or not Infamous feels like all 5 of them dive the fountain. If all 5 heroes dive the fountain, SG can maybe win this game.
Unless the healing ward still is alive.
Listen, man, I'm trying to hold on to anything I got, okay? Why you gotta do this thing? Let me have it. Let SG have it.
Yeah.
Alright,
Right.
now here's the real question.
Oh. Now the Shadow Fiend with follow bounce, so he doesn't have the BKB going right now. Does have some help, and then his BKB Yules into the ultimate. Goodbye, Batrider. I also find a couple of follow stuns. Oh, on Sven bursts down immediately. The bashes on the Ember Spirit.
Oh, the mischance.
One last click. Finish him off, so... I know, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, Forge, but I don't think Infamous is going to throw this anytime soon. That's a full 5-minute wipe.
Alright, so here's the question I was going to ask before that happened. I was going to ask this before it happened. Does Juggernaut hit 20k net worth before Sven hits 10k? It's close.
No, because the game will end before that.
But it's but assuming this game goes another 5 minutes.
He would, yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's what I thought too. 22k at 23 minutes. Closing in on the Mercy rules, guys.
I mean, with the towers going down, it's going to breach that. It's one.
Infamous.
24k, there you go. There we go. Single one being claimed by SG. Might get Schofield. They will. Buyspec immediately starts to charge, I would presume. Meanwhile, Whisper is bouncing around. There's another buyback. Golem's still alive here. K1 trying to bring him down, and he can't indeed. Double kill. And instead of the Omni Knight, just used it. So, Buyback's on both sides. Campus also down. The Aegis dropping lower and lower. He's just standing on the edge of the fountain, getting a triple kill.
He wants that rampage so bad.
Really wants it. Has to steal his kill on Analog, and he doesn't. Cryslock is a double kill of his own.
28,024 minutes. Infamous completely cleaning up, and GG is going to be called. Ding, ding, ding. Indeed.
That is a bit of a difference between these two teams, certainly, and the way these drafts shaped up. Certainly does feel like Infamous is a step or two ahead of SG.
I really if they could have won the lanes, it could have been okay, but they lost the lanes, and you can't lose lanes when you have Chen, Ember, and Sven. Those 3 heroes together cannot lose lanes. And I mean, they first picked the Ember Chen because it is a strong combo, but as soon as the Enchantress came out, and then the Shadow Fiend especially came out, I feel like they needed to put that Ember safe lane and just pick a different mid because...
They had every opportunity to do so. That was a Sven last pick. They consciously made this choice. Alright, Ember, it's a shit matchup, but we trust you, right? You even got the first blood, so it looked for a second, hey, yeah, maybe he can make it work. It's not the first time that we've seen the favorite matchup actually lose just because someone's not playing someone else, right? But not here. Not with someone of the caliber of Cryslock.
Yeah, like he got the first blood, and he did it really well. He was super smart. You know, he burned him down with the flame guard after the raise came out, and then got the chains at the early level, so he got the first blood. And then he died, and it negates the whole advantage. And the second that you fall behind in Ember SF, you're just miserable.
Alright, that is that. Last game of the day for SA is done. I believe the other stream is also over. Yeah, Team Ham actually lost... What? Is this right? Team Ham lost to Furia Esports? Am I dreaming? I gotta double check that right now. Could be just... No, Furia won against Team Ham in 51 minutes. Alright, that is something, ladies and gentlemen. That is something that I did not expect. In any case... we are done. We will be back though tomorrow, a little bit earlier, 19:30 CEST, 13:30 EDT. We'll be here on one of these streams with Eagle Boys vs Thunder Predator and a couple of extra games to round out the group stage. Maybe we'll have some tiebreakers. Who knows? But for now, thank you guys very much for watching. Forge, thanks very much for joining. Any last words for the people?
Thanks for bringing me onto the stream, guys. I appreciate it. I had a great time. I love SA. I had a blast doing it. Can't wait for tomorrow.
Okay. I'll shout out to the sponsors and BTS for bringing us on, and see you guys then.